Welcome back to the channel. Wanted to come back. I'm wearing the Akatsuki do-rag because I'm feeling kind of evil. When I first became a comedian, I always said that I would use my platform, the things that I'm doing, the things that I'm building, to talk about issues that I really care about. And there's a lot of artists these days. They aren't using their platform to speak about issues. They're not in the community. They're not doing anything to uplift people. So that's what I wanted to do, building this channel. So appreciate it if you hit this like button, hit the subscribe if you haven't already, so we can build this community. I wanted to talk about what was going on in Buffalo, New York. Obviously, it was a tragedy, right? 13 people got murdered by a white supremacist. These are people that had families, people who were in community, people who did nothing wrong. And just because this coward, white supremacist, 4chan, Reddit lover decided that black people weren't fit to be in this country, they think that black people are trying to replace other whites in society. And that's always been interesting to me, because black people in this country have always been in the bottom of the totem pole, always in this country. So the way these white supremacists think is that because we have good athletes, because we've had one half of a president that has been black, that somehow we're thriving. But that's not the case. But let's break it down a little bit. We have this guy who drives all the way to Boston, miles away from where he lives, decides to live stream it on Twitch. So literally they think killing us is a game, right? They think that hunting black people in their own communities is something that you can stream on a platform where you play Call of Duty or you play Mario Karts. That's what they think. That's what they wanna. That's what they're doing these days, and it's crazy. So goes into the grocery store. On the assault rifle has the word nigga on it. And decides to wreak havoc on a community. Only black people though, because there was another video. In the video it shows that there were these white people justifiably scared, horrified that there was someone with an assault rifle. And he seen them and was like, oh, I'm sorry. And he decided to go and look for more people to terrorize, more black people to terrorize. And the funny thing is that when the police found him, he was arrested without any injury, safe and sound. But if that was a black person, unarmed, well, we already know what's gonna happen. We've already seen it. So now we have people offering their thoughts and prayers. We have people offering their condolences to a community, elected officials, community leaders who aren't going to do anything after this. Nothing is going to change. And it keeps getting worse and worse. White supremacy is out of control, and there's nothing really funny about it. We have the president saying that we need to unify. You can't unify with people who think it's okay to live stream a murderer. With people like Tucker Carlson, and fuck that dude, who has this large platform of people who he's just regurgitating the rhetoric that this murderer was using to justify the killing of black people. We can't justify people who go to churches like Dylan Roof. We can't justify what happened in that murder that happened in that synagogue, because not only are they talking about black people in these forums, they're also espousing anti-Semitism on these platforms. And it's funny because they're talking about every time some of these mass shootings happen, they always talk about gun reform and donate to organizations like Everytown. Like, what the fuck is that gonna do? You know? Even if they got rid of all the assault rifles, they're still using methods to hurt black people. We see that Flint, Michigan, they still don't have clean water. We have environmental racism happening in predominantly black communities all over this country. So if they're not going to use guns, they're going to find a way to harm. They're going to find a way to keep us at the bottom. And to all the elected officials who think they're going to do something about it, they're not going to do anything about it. Elected Republicans are a bunch of racists, and the elected Democrats are a bunch of pussies who don't know how to will power. And yeah, I'm like a registered Democrat, but fuck them. Honestly, fuck them. Oh no. When they go low, we gotta go high. Where's that energy when they're never in their community shooting? They're never in their communities poisoning their water. No, they have the safest, they have all the means, they have all the resources, they're always safe and protected. But when it comes to the poor, when it comes to people of color, when it comes to people just trying to survive in this country, no policies, no laws, no nothing. So I think my biggest reflection on this is we have to cherish life. We have to be in community with each other. We have to protect each other, because you never know. And for the people who are black who are watching this channel, it's even scarier, because the people who died in Buffalo, that was somebody's auntie. It could have been your auntie. That could have been your grandma. That could have been your sister. That could have been your brother. And I look up the pictures of the people who were taken away from us, who will never see, their family will never get to see them again, just because a white supremacist decided that it was okay to murder. So I want to leave y'all with this. We gotta cherish life. We gotta really look at the time that we have on this planet, because tomorrow isn't promised. You know, there are more and more people like this, and the government's not going to do anything to protect us, especially if you're black, especially if you're poor, especially if you're an immigrant. So use this time, cherish your family, join an organization, a community organization, not some DNC, not some whatever. There's a lot of politicians who are going to be like, oh, come help me canvass. Ask them what they're going to do, because they're never going to do anything. These elected officials are so fickle, and there's some, but we know the foundation of this country was built on racism. So there's only so much that they can do. But together, we can do more. The problem is just we're so divided. And that's because they keep dividing us on divisions of class and race. But this keeps reaffirming to me that even though black people are on the bottom of the totem pole, white supremacists are going to figure out a way to keep scapegoating their problems on the people who have the least. And that's a problem that we need to stop. And I don't have the answers, but like I said, I'm going to do everything I can. I'm going to be organizing. I'm going to be in the streets. I'm going to be practicing what I preach. I'm going to do what I can to help immigrants. I'm going to do what I can to help people of color, poor people, to uplift them. And I guess that's all we can do until we can find a way that we can actually make some things happen in this country. I advocate for a revolution. That's what we need, but I don't know, that might get me flagged on YouTube. So that's all for the video today. Thank you for listening to my rant. I'm gonna have more videos uploaded. I'm gonna talk about Roe v. Wade tomorrow. That's gonna be in my next video. So like and subscribe, and until next time, be in community with your friends and your family. Peace.